What's up guys, the strike is officially over, so you know what that means. We can finally do some more content on the One Piece live action. Now look, I know there have been creators doing content on them, even though the strike has been going on. Me personally, I just chose not to. Appreciate what they're doing. I appreciate what these actors specifically gave us. So we're just gonna dive into a tier list now. We can finally talk about it. With this tier list, it's gonna be a little bit different. It's not gonna be like a power scaling. It's gonna be more of how well do I think those actors fit the role. And it's gonna be pretty interesting. I know you can look at the live action as like a multiverse. Like in a way, it's like Oda gave us different sides of these characters that maybe he wanted to, but it was already too late in the manga and anime, so he wanted to go and add different elements to the character now. There's so many things in so many ways that this live action, I think, kind of changed the game for One Piece. You know, it brought a whole new fan base too. And as you guys see right here, I have the tiers right here as perfectly casted, really strong, good, decent, meh, and then Benny Beckman. You guys know why that's there. We don't have to explain that. But enough of talking. If you haven't hit that subscribe button yet, please do so. Join the crew. Let's get this tier list started. So first up, we have Kuro, and look, I loved Kuro. I did. I don't know if I'm gonna put him right off perfectly casted. I think I'm gonna just put him at really strong to start things off with. But I find it funny how right when I was watching it with the wifey, Reagan, we can call her Ray, right when Kuro popped up with Kaya, she just asked me, she was like, is he a villain? And I'm just like, damn, they made him look like a villain straight up, but I loved it. I think he nailed the role. He did a good job for it. I'm gonna say really strong. Now next up, we have Alvida. This one was very interesting to me because, you know, we're gonna see more of Alvida later in the story, and we saw a little bit of that around the end of the live action, you know, seeing her link up with Buggy the way that they did. I don't want to put really strong, so I'm not knocking the character at all. I loved how Alvida, you know, she was one of the first characters that popped up in the live action and got the tone started, you know? So we're just gonna put her and leave her at decent. The actor killed it. I can't wait to see more from the actress. Yeah, next up we have Arlong. Now, is Arlong gonna be our first perfect casting? I don't know. For now, I'm gonna put him up at really strong. I have to think about it. I will say they did a great job with Arlong and all the fishmen. Sorry if I sound a little congested. I feel like I'm getting sick, but I'm still getting this video out. I feel like they nailed Arlong and the fishmen perfectly for what they could do, for what they were given. I feel like the actor, man, I felt like they just found him just at a cookout or something, just chilling, and he was just ready to go because bro was over here doing his thing as Arlong. The speeches, I loved it. Mr. Seven, okay, now this is gonna be an interesting one. I know his stint in the live action did not last long, but I feel like when he pulled up for the first time in the live action to Zoro, yeah, he set the tone, he set the element. For that, I mean, he did have a little bit more screen time after meeting up with Zoro, if you know what I'm saying. You know, he was there at the bar. I'm gonna put him at good for now. Again, like I said, some of these can move around, like Arlong could go higher up, but for now, we're just gonna have him at good. I feel like he did a good job, even when he was in two pieces. Next up, we have DK. Now, look, one of the things I actually did enjoy about the live action were how some of the events were just, like I said earlier, it was like a multiverse, you know, it would happen in another timeline. I loved it for how things were changed up and how he still was just getting completely wrecked. We're gonna put him at good. Should I put it over Mr. Seven? I don't know. I'll think about that. I'm gonna think about that, but for now, we're just gonna leave it right there. Now, next up, we have Mihawk. I'm gonna let you know right now, I absolutely loved the Mihawk introduction into the live action. I feel like the actor was meant to play Mihawk. I love how they added a little bit more personality to Mihawk here. Got more talking from Mihawk and more personality in a way, I feel like, and I loved that. Yeah, bro got attitude, man. I'm gonna say perfectly casted. I loved it. Every time Mihawk was on the screen, loved it. I know a lot of my subscribers are like, wait a minute, I thought you were a Mihawk hater. No, that is some headcanon. That's just because Shanks is one of my favorite characters, so people instantly think I hate Mihawk. I'm just waiting for Mihawk to show out. All right, we got Shanks up next. My guy. Some people may not agree with this, and I know the actor was getting a lot of heat when the trailer came out. The trailer trolled us, you know? I think he was meant to play Shanks. I loved seeing what I saw from him in the live action. I'm gonna put him up again at perfectly casted, but oh man, whoa. Did a Mihawk fan hack my computer and put Shanks at really strong? What is this? What is this? No. Perfectly casted. Actually, guys, this is the first time you're seeing me put Mihawk above Shanks on something. I want you guys to, you can screenshot it, record it, so for proof, just in case I deny this in the future. Yeah, I'm putting Mihawk above Shanks on this. It is what it is. I loved how the actor portrayed Shanks, you know, showing the bond between him and Luffy. The kid actor for Luffy, phenomenal job. Everything. It was questionable. I was on my toes when the live action started. I was like, how are they gonna do my guy Shanks, man? Next up, we have Kobe. Kobe might be borderline perfectly casted for me. I love how Kobe was shown in the live action. Even as someone who was caught up to the manga, watching this, you kind of got a better appreciation of some characters. It's crazy because, you know, that is Kobe. Kobe was kind of just ignorant and blind to the truth with things, you know? How Kobe was talking to Helmeppo, who Helmeppo stole the show again in my eyes too, but you know how it showed them talking in the live action, and Helmeppo's like, oh, you don't know Mihawk? You don't know the warlords? And then when Helmeppo was talking about it, he's showing his ignorance because, you know, we're just like, wait, he doesn't even know. I love that. I love that. So Kobe, I'm gonna put above Arlong at really strong. Next up, we have Sanji. I want to talk about this real fast. Sanji stocks have been at an all-time high for me recently. And if you know me and followed me for a while, you know that Zoro is over Sanji in my book. But Sanji was so well executed in this live action. Props to Taz. I hope I'm saying his name right, the actor. If you know, you know. You've seen the videos behind the scenes and how dedicated he was to the role. Oh, yes. Perfectly casted. Perfectly. I'm putting above Mihawk and Shanks. He absolutely nailed it. Absolutely. Even with the subtlety of, you know, the flirtatious lines and stuff, because that in the anime manga, you know, in the manga and the anime, that's one of the things that, you know, kind of pushes people away from Sanji's character, me included. But here, it was executed perfectly. It wasn't over the top. I loved it. The actor did an incredible job. Born to do it. You know what? Actually, we're gonna change this. We're changing the name of Perfectly Casted to Born for this. Yeah. If you like that idea, if you like that new tier name, give this video a thumbs up if you haven't yet. Let me know in the comments. And also, if you haven't hit that subscribe button yet, join the crew, man. Next up, we have another one, Usopp. We have them all lined up right here, but hey, man, Usopp, another one. I loved it. Now, I heard some people, you know, of course, everyone has the right to their opinion. They're like, oh, why they make Usopp do that? Blah, 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 blah. Look, I loved it because at the same time, it showed that he acts how he thinks when he's not in that scenario. You know what I'm saying? That's Usopp. He'll talk tough, but when it's game time, you saw he would be hiding under the table, which I loved how they added that. But when he's in a comfortable surrounding, bro's vibing, bro's moonwalking, moving like MJ, I loved it. Born for this. Born for this. We have to remember, because we do know now that yes, season 2 is coming. They're just gonna get better. Next up, we have Monkey D. Luffy. Inaki, born to do it. Look, I know some people are like, oh, you could tell he was still a little hesitant, blah, blah, blah. I think he did a good job. It's One Piece. We were all gonna be looking into it with a magnifying glass that was magnified beyond belief. Again, he's just gonna get better. He was born to be Luffy. Come on now. You see the videos on TikTok, you see the interviews, he does Luffy things all the time. I know you guys remember before the live action came out, we were always on eggshells thinking about, oh my gosh, how's the cast gonna be? Are they gonna nail everything the right way? And even when we heard that Oda sensei was involved in it, I think it wasn't more of we didn't believe in Oda, it was more of, is this true? You know, and the closer we got to the live action and the more that we saw, you know, and after everything that we have seen, yeah, you can tell that Oda was heavily involved. All right, next one we have is Benny Beckman, and we already have the category for him at Benny. Maybe in the future things will be a little bit different or not, you know. It just, to me personally, I'm not even knocking the character, I just didn't think it reflected Benny Beckman. I mean, come on now, Benny Beckman. It's just my personal opinion. So who do we have up next now? Bellemere. For the short time that Bellemere was in the live action, Bellemere did what Bellemere was supposed to do. Had us in our feelings, had Ray crying. I know had other people crying. I've seen some reactions. I'm gonna put her at good, but I'm putting her in the top of good. I am, because she delivered. Bellemere in the live action got the point across that even though they're not related by blood, oh no, she's about that action. Next up, we have Kabaji, man. I know a lot of people got hyped when they saw that Kabaji was actually getting some screen time in the live action. I think for what it was decent. It was definitely decent. I'm gonna put Kabaji behind Alvida. I'm still thinking about maybe bumping Alvida up to good, but I'm gonna put Kabaji at decent. Next up, we have Helmeppo. I know I'm not the only one. If Helmeppo caught you off guard, go ahead and give this video a thumbs up. I'm not gonna say born for this because to me, we got more from Helmeppo in this than we did in, you know, the anime manga period. This was just unexpected, very entertaining. A lot of what the hell moments occurred with Helmeppo. I loved it. I really did. He deserves to be up at really strong. Definitely. I don't know if I will put him above Arlong. Well done to the actor. Well done. Oh man, we got some big ones up next. Okay. Next up, we have the one who probably single-handedly just impressed me to the core, man. Buggy. Oh my gosh. I loved it. I loved Buggy. That's one of the things I was wondering. Are they going to nail the Buggy role? There were certain characters I was concerned about, and oh my gosh. Yeah, I loved it. I'm putting Born for this. Put him at the top of Born for this right now. I might rearrange it, but right now, yeah, it gave me Joker vibes. I loved it. I can go on about how well Buggy, you know, was portrayed in the live action. Now, next one we have up is a controversial one. I know some people loved the portrayal of Garp in the live action and some people did not. I think I am one of those who enjoyed Garp. You have to think about it. Now, in the One Piece community, Garp is a very controversial character. How he was portrayed in the live action, it gave you, I don't know, it just kind of gave you a better feel because you have to think about it. It had to be rushed. Garp's character, I feel like, had to be rushed in the live action. The accent added to it. I loved it. I'm putting him up Born for this. I feel like he did a great job. I'm gonna put him above Mihawk and Shanks. I wasn't really tripping about the accent because you got to think about it. If you know the One Piece world like you say you do, it's a mix of everything. Yeah, it's possible for Luffy's granddad to be from Ireland or Scotland or whatever the accent. I don't want to get it wrong, and etc. etc. It's One Piece. Roger, okay. It was like what, a Pirate of the Caribbean feel, you know, that they gave Roger. I loved it. I liked it. I'm not gonna put him at Born for this. I'm about to see some more Roger flashbacks before that, man. I'm gonna put him at really strong. I think he did a good job. It's Roger. It has to be talked about. You know, he delivered what needed to be done to set the tone for One Piece. It's a tough one, man. I feel like I need to see a little bit more. I don't know if we'll see more from Roger in the future in season 2 or season 3. I don't know, but for now, I'm gonna have him at really strong. But I can't. No. I'm tripping. I'm not gonna put him above the characters that I think were more involved. That's a tough one. Let me know what you guys think about that in the comments. Next up, we have Kaya, and okay, you guys are thinking what I'm thinking. The Usopp Kaya. Usopp Kaya. Kaya up. Usopp up. You know how they... You know what I'm trying to do. You know what I'm trying to do. I was pleasantly surprised and satisfied with the performance. The actor did a great job. So I'm gonna just put her at good right here. I know I wasn't the only one surprised by the Usopp and Kaya kiss too. I mean, hey, Usopp gotta make it back. Next up is Nami. I think Nami was perfectly casted. There were some questions, things that some people aren't happy about with the live action Nami, and just deal with it. I think that it was portrayed perfectly. Like, again, it's live action. It's not gonna be exactly just like the manga with some characters. And if you're saying that Nami isn't portrayed how she was in the manga, you know exactly what you're talking about. And to me, I'm not looking for that, you know? So I'm gonna put her at Born for this because she did a great job. All the Straw Hats did a great job, you know, as they should have. Next character we have up is Gonzo. I feel like, I don't know, I might be tripping. I don't feel like Gonzo was as involved as he was in the manga. I'm actually just gonna put him at decent. Next one we have up is Chew. Now, man, I'm not even gonna lie. I know earlier I said that they did a good job with the fish man, but you guys know exactly what I'm thinking. Even besides all that, you know, besides the design and everything, they did what they could with what they had. I'm gonna put him at good. I love how they showed the interaction between him and Usopp. You know, I feel like that was very necessary for Usopp's character in the live action. And the same goes for Kurobi. Where is he? Okay, you know, yeah, I think I'll put him at good. Yeah, he showed out, you know, at the Baratier as well as Arlong Park with the fight against Sanji. I loved it. So I'm gonna just put him at good as well. I'm just gonna get that taken care of, all the fishmen up there at once. Oh, we have Yasop. Okay, hear me out, man. Hear me out. I'm gonna put Yasop at really strong. I am. I loved what they did with his character. They nailed it. You know, I loved how they showed how much of a sharpshooter he is, how cool, calm, and collective he really is. The scene when he shot off the pole, that was fire. Next up we have Zoro. Now, if I am gonna be biased for a moment, I mean, was I being biased the whole video? I think that Zoro is one of my favorite characters of the whole live action. I know some people were saying, oh, well, he was barely talking, this, and that. That's part of his character. Oh, he was just strolling around, just looking up in the air. That's part of his character. Zoro gets lost. You know what I'm saying? And maybe that wasn't emphasized enough on the live action for people who may not be aware of it. But for me, someone who knows Zoro's character and knows how his character is, there was a lot of comedic relief for me when it came to Zoro's character. So I'm gonna put him up there at... Oh, again, we're stuck with the Zoro Sanji, man. Oh, dang, man. I'm gonna put Zoro right there, man. That's tough. That is tough. Yeah, there's no order up there on Born for this, I think, because when I say I feel like they did each role justice. I really believe so. I really believe so. That's a tough one. Next up we have is the, oh, man, in my feels, I almost said Going Mary, but next up is Mary. I love what they did, but man, I'm surprised they did it. I'm not gonna lie to you. I like that. I'm gonna put Mary at really strong due to, man, the acting. It got the importance across. That's what I feel. I feel like it got the importance across how much Mary cares for Kaya, the importance of the situation. It really just added to the drama element when Mary went down by Kuro, which again, like, I feel like that whole episode is one of my favorite episodes of the whole live action. I can't remember what number it was, but you guys know the episode I'm talking about when everything went down over there after the dinner at Kaya's. Next up is Nezuko, Nami's sister. I think she did a great job. If I had to say what episode was my favorite of the live action, I think it has to be, I think it's Nami's episode. And a lot of it had to do with just, oh man, Nami and her sister. They did a great job. I'm gonna put her at good. It sucks that I can't put her at really strong. I really want to. I don't know. I can't. They all did a great job. They all did such a great job. Ugh. Next up is Nezumi the rat. Oh, I don't like Nezumi, man. But at the same time, when he pulled up and did what he had to do, he irked me out just the right amount for me to say well done. I'm gonna put him at good. I'll actually put him, ooh, should I put him up there with them? I ain't gonna lie, man. When they pulled up and took Nami's treasure, they did a good job with that scene. And his interactions with Arlong too, it had me laughing. I'm gonna put him right here. Right there. We're just gonna keep it going. We're gonna go. Who do we have next? Oh, Mr. Axe Hand Morgan. Okay, great job. I loved Axe Hand Morgan in the live action. I loved how they made the whole scene whenever Luffy and Nami bumped into him. I just loved the interaction. I loved seeing those interactions just acted out in live action, man. Maybe that's what I'm just trying to say. I'm gonna have to say really strong. I'm putting Bra really strong. Should I put him over Mary? Yeah. He delivered, man. He delivered. I'm gonna put him right up there. My guy, Lucky Roo, man. Just like Yasa, great job. They nailed Shanks' character, Shanks' crew perfectly. And then you have Benny. But at the same time, Benny was doing his thing, man. Just because Benny's on the bottom doesn't mean it's bottom tier. Benny's just by himself on a god tier level that people can't understand. Lucky Roo, though, I'm putting him at really strong. I don't know if I could put him over Mary, though. No, I'm gonna do that. I have to. Come on, now. What am I doing? Come on. Because the beatdown was real. Y'all know what I'm talking about. They got down, man. Shanks' crew will get down, and they did a good job showing that in the live action. We have one more character. Honestly, this character and actor right here, Zeph. Oh, such a great job, man. Such a great Zeph. Am I tripping to say that? Like everything, the backstory with him and Sanji, showing how Sanji affected his life. Like it, yeah. And then showing him stand up for Luffy, to Garp, then the conversation he was having with Garp. I loved it all. I loved it all. I'm putting him up for Born for this. I'm putting him up here for Born for this. Yeah, honestly, man, hold up, man. Look, he did that. He did that much of a good job in my eyes. I know I said earlier that there's no order, so just ignore that. So he's just at Born for this, yeah. Yeah, guys, there might be a lot of Born for this, characters on there, but look, it is what it is. That's what made the One Piece live action the success that it is, It had to be great actors. Every single actor you see on here did a great job. You guys have been wanting me to do some One Piece live action content, and had to finally get one out since the strike is over. Yeah, guys, that is the One Piece live action tier list. It is complete. There were some characters that were missing, actually, like Bogard. If Bogard was on here, I'd probably put him at Born for this. Honestly, I'll probably put him at Born for this. I was surprised to see Bogard talking as much as he was. Well done to all those actors. I can't wait to see season 2. If you guys want more live action content, give me some ideas in the comments. I'll take a look at them, see what we can get going. I got some more videos coming for you guys, so until I see you next time, God bless.